What up? This is your boy Doughboy, and this is, I believe, the fifth and very, very important installment of the Sobriety Files. Before I even start the video, can you please do me a small favor? Can you like the video? Can you share the video? Can you comment the video? Can you subscribe to the station? Every little bit counts, and I truly appreciate every Doughboy and Doughgirl out there. Love y'all. Okay, why is today a very, very special episode, and why did we not get an episode Friday? I'm gonna explain it all to you. Um, Today is February 1st. Okay, and so normally I drop these on Friday, but I was like, I really want to drop one to commemorate the month um anniversary of being sober. So I was like, I'll just wait a couple of days and I'll release this on Monday, and that's I'm doing. Um why, first of all, clap it up for, listen, man. This is a really, really, really big deal to me, and I'll definitely get into why it is such a big deal to me, and what it means to me. Hold on a second. I don't want this tack is getting on my nerves. Hold on one second. I just kind of seen it there. I was just like, I kind of don't want it there. All right, so 31 days, and technically, for anybody that's still counting, 31 days consecutive, and 46 out of the last 52, because I had 15 last in the month of December. Why is a month so important to me? Because I've never been able to do it on my own. In my struggles with alcoholism, and I've had them, I would want to say basically since like 2017, when I recognized alcoholism as a problem. Whenever I would try to stop on my own, I simply couldn't. I'd maybe get like a week, maybe 10 days if I was really white knuckling it, but I never got 30 days consecutive until I went to rehab. I mean, the first time I went to rehab, it got raided by the FBI 15 days in. So I didn't even finish. I was like, oh, God must want me to drink. I need to get the hell out of here. So after I left the first rehab facility, I was just like, because I didn't take rehab serious at the time. You know what I'm saying? So when that was happening, I didn't want to be there in the first place. I thought I didn't have a problem. I thought all the other people at the facility had the problem. I was like, why y'all have me here? I just like to drink when I get home from work, and I should be able to do that as a tax-paying citizen. So I just really didn't take it seriously, but I wasn't able to ever get 30 days consecutive until I went to rehab the second time on November 17th, 2017. And then, no, actually, it was November 22nd. I take that back, November 22nd. And then I was able to get 30 days consecutive in the facility. And I subsequently went on to have 939 days total. So after I got out at 30, I did another 909 days consecutive before, unfortunately, I had relapsed back June 17th of last year. So it just feels really good. It just really feels like, okay, like this is starting to feel normal, because not only do I have 30 days of, 31 days consecutive, I also have 15 days from December. So I kind of feel like I did like a slow backing into this thing. And it just kind of feels like it's starting to feel more like habitual. It's starting to feel like how I used to feel before I had relapse. Like before I had relapse, it was starting to become normal to me to not drink. Like I used to think about it every now and again, and I used to always just like wonder in the back of my head. And honestly, I believe that's the one positive thing that I took out of relapsing, because this was like my first relapse, after some substantial time. And I think the problem that I was having during that whole time is, in the back of my mind, I always thought, I wonder if I could do it just a little bit. Can I just do it on the weekends? Because you start to soften your stance the more sobriety you get under your belt. It's like, oh, I'm winning. Like, I don't really need, like, I could just drink regularly like normal people, but individuals like myself simply can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? One drink, they say one drink is too many and 10,000 is never enough. I'm always going to take it too far. And I think that I questioned, could I do it, until I realized, oh no, you you absolutely can't. So I think that that's just the number one thing that I'm just happy about, is that this is starting to feel normal. This is much different than my fitness journey, because I'm not perfect on my fitness journey at all. Like I still mess up. Like I got to do a get fit, say less video later as well. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't always make the right decisions. I still make terrible food decisions. And, I don't always work out. But, I don't feel that if I make those mistakes that my life is in danger. I don't feel like everything is just finna become unraveled. Like I'm very much like, okay, I had a bad day. I can get back to it. But with alcohol, it's like, no, you can't, you don't even want to put your foot in that water. And I noticed something, and I want to share this with you guys as well. I don't know how much you guys watch the content that I drop. But if you were watching Saturday, this past Saturday, right? I randomly put up a record, and the record was called The Common Denominator, right? And I had ended up, uploading it. And then when I uploaded it, I realized the sound got compressed when my producer, Age Diamante, had sent it over to me. So I was like, oh, this doesn't have the right level. So I was like, well, let me take this down. I'll re-upload it after, with the better quality sound. And I think at the time, I think maybe I had gotten to like 300 views. So it wasn't a ton of you guys that even heard the record. But let me explain the record, what it has to do with sobriety and why it's no longer up there. So what happened was Friday night, I thought I was gonna relapse. Like I just was just like, bro, I'm just not feeling this. Like I get into these weird emotional pockets sometimes, and then it starts to seem like a good idea to drink. And a lot of my desire to want to drink is different things that I've dealt with in my life, like stressful situations, relationships with people that may have gone away that I didn't want them to go, different things like that, right? So I knew that, and weekends are always difficult for me. And I was just kind of going through a lot emotionally. I just kind of was feeling that feeling. And I was upset, due to conversations I'd had with certain individuals, you know what I mean? And I just was I was angry. And so I started feeling like I wanted to drink. Like my eyes started jumping, my left eye started like doing this little thing. And I'm just like, oh, I want to drink, I want to drink. And then I was just like, nah, and I had heard a beat from one of the producers. And I was just like, yo, that beat sounds exactly how I feel. So I start writing some lyrics, and I'm addressing things like in a way to where it's like I'm not saying names, I'm not, referencing, but I'm talking about certain situations that were difficult for me. Of course, I'm I'm clever with my words, so you're not just gonna pick up on it right away. But if you know me enough, you can start to decipher, oh, I think he's talking this is this. And this is what I learned. So that record was really personal. It was really, really personal. I was saying some really, really personal things. And what I came to the conclusion of, and the reason why I didn't upload it, I was just like, Doe, maybe every record that you make is not for public consumption. Maybe it's therapeutic for you to deal with some of the things that you're dealing with. And maybe sometimes you can make records and then just listen to them and get the effect, because music is very healing to me. Like there's certain songs, if I hear them, like I can remember where I was in certain places. Like, you know what I mean? Certain songs, if I hear them, they can make me cry. Like I'm really connected to music. And so almost more powerful than when I speak with my therapist is when I do music. But at the same time, I'm trying to heal and get past things. And I don't always need to share. It's almost like reading your diary publicly. And so that's the reason why I didn't re-upload the song, because I was like, I don't want people trying to scrub through the song and put two and two together. And who am I to like, I didn't want that, because then it becomes a point of stress for me, a POS. You see what I'm saying? Because now people hop in the comments. Who are you talking about? What are you referring to? This, and the third. And I don't want that. I don't want to create negativity. I don't want to create speculation. I'm so far removed from that, but I needed to do it for me. So now when I hear the record, the common denominator, I feel better. And I remember that it was because I made that record that I didn't drink. And so for that, I'm like, well, just keep doing the music, and then you don't have to release it all to everybody. So that's the point that I'm trying to make to people. Find something that allows you to decompress your feelings, because what I truly believe is that if you're not feeling the greatest, it could lead you to want some relief from a bottle, from a drink, from a shot, whatever. But if you're being expressive, and of course you don't want to hurt people or whatever. I don't want the way you're expressing yourself to come at the detriment of someone else. But if maybe you're not a rapper, but maybe you can journal and just write down all your thoughts. Or sometimes they have there's these places that you can go to where you pay like $30 and you just get to break a bunch of stuff, like like vases, different stuff. It's in a safe, controlled environment. But you can just kind of like let off aggression. You just pay to do that. So I think finding what works for you, and it could be talking to a therapist, because that's the thing that I believe. It's the way that you feel overall that's gonna get you into the point where you want a relief and you want some, you want to drink. Me, I'm very emotional. So if I get upset about something, or if I think about a situation with some people or whatever, that's gonna make me just, if I start thinking about it too much and I feel like there's nothing I can do to right it, then it's just like, I can drink though. And that's very dangerous. So I guess that overall, I'm really excited in the fact that I'm finding ways to deal with my feelings that would normally make me drink, if that makes sense to you. Um, so yeah, that was big for me. And now when I hear that record, I'm just like, I it takes me back to getting ready to drink and not doing it, because I was able to express myself and get some things off of my chest. It's almost like how like sometimes you really want to give somebody a piece of your mind and you type them like a long text message or a long email, and then you go to proofread it before you send it, and then by the time you read it, you just like, I don't really need to send this, but I'm glad that I got to say these things or type these things. And I've done that many times. And sometimes that's, to me, I'm like, well, that's a safe place, though. That's a safe place for you to go and find refuge when you're having tough moments. And that's the thing, more or less, that I'm learning. So, what are the things that I learned that kept me sober for a month? Getting back into working out is probably the number one thing that I can say has helped me. I've worked out in the total month of January. I probably worked at least 21 of those days. And whenever I work out, especially when I work out in the morning, it does something to my mind. And this is clinically proven, so you can look it up. I think it's called like the hippopotamus. I don't know, the hippo something part of your brain is positively affected when you work out. It releases endorphins in your mind. It makes you low key just feel great. So if I can, me working out helps me. It helps with my mental health. It helps just with my state of mind. Working out is great for me. And I haven't even started lifting and doing strength. I just started that today. That's definitely one thing that has helped me. Another thing that has helped me is staying away from stressful situations. I don't deal with stress. And at this point, I don't care who the person is, what they're talking about. It doesn't matter. You could be my mother, you can be my best friend. I don't care. If what we're talking about is leading me to feel stressed, I gotta remove myself, because you don't have the problem that I have. And even if you do, it doesn't matter, because you're not me. But I'm not assuming you have the problem that I have. When I get too much far in the weeds with stress, I want it to come down. I want it to chill. And I've practiced using that with abusing alcohol. So now it's just easier to just eliminate the stress, what I'm saying, or the stressor, and you know what I mean, to not, end up drinking. Another way is I still pick my nouns very, very carefully. The people, places, and things. I police myself. The Super Bowl is next Sunday. I'm not going to nobody's Super Bowl party. You know why? Because unless you're sober, I remember in 2017, I want to say I had that's one time I had some good sobriety there. I had like a few weeks or whatever. And I remember I went to a good friend of mine's Super Bowl party. It was the year that the Patriots beat the Falcons. Cause I remember it was 28-3 at halftime. And I remember passing out on the grass. I remember that because I was in a relationship at the time, and my girlfriend at the time asked me to go with her to church to watch Super Bowl. And I just wanted to go over here and do my own thing because I knew I was gonna be able to drink. And I ended up, saying I was just gonna babysit a beer, and babysitting a beer turned into a shot of Jack, turned into me passing out on the lawn and just making a damn fool out of myself. So, the trigger points, I don't even play with them. And that's what got me in the weeds back in June of last year, just starting to get a little bit too cocky and arrogant about where I could go and who I could be around. Make no mistake, if you are a recovering alcoholic, protect your sobriety first. Don't walk yourself into a situation and think that you're going to have enough willpower to get through it, because that becomes hard. And then it's like you start to feel like you're standing on the outside of an inside joke. You're not really having as much fun. And then you're just there. Then don't be there. You don't need to be everywhere. That's what I've learned. So, it's a little easier for me because we are in a pandemic, but LA just raised the ban on going outside. So you can go to different places now. You can go get a drink. The bars are back to being like, no, so you can get out there, but nah, I don't play those type of games. And then more or less, so definitely. So I pick my people, places, and things very, very importantly. I don't let stuff stress me, and working out. And more than anything, I think that what has helped me stay 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 sober is like I just look at alcohol now like I'm allergic to it. And I think that if you think that you're allergic to something, you'll stay away from it. Like if I told you you're allergic to peanuts, or if you know you're allergic to peanuts, I don't think you're gonna flirt with a Snickers. If you know that you have an addiction to shellfish, you're not gonna be like, well, on the weekend I just want to try to eat a little. Like you're gonna like no. And even though my effect, because I do believe alcoholics, and I think I read that somewhere, that we have an allergic reaction to alcohol. Once it becomes in our blood, we become like piranhas in the water. Like we gotta go get it, and it's not something normal. It is a misfunction, a dysfunction of the mind. Your mind will just want it. Like it is not gonna be like everybody else. It's not gonna be like, oh, I just want to do this, blah 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 blah. Like no, once you get it in your blood, I have to have this. Like I've put alcohol in front of relationships, in front of family members, in front of work, in front of a lot of different things. So no, like it doesn't, when it enters my body, it's not like most people. Most people could drink and, oh, I'm just gonna have some wine with dinner, and oh, on the weekend. And listen, I'm glad that you can do that, but people like me, nah. So I'm just more or less really, really excited that I just hit a month, man. Like I can honestly say, look y'all in your face and say, I have not had a drink in 2021. And there was 15 days in the last month of the year that I didn't have a drink. And this is the good thing about sobriety. Every day, like I gave like the brick building analogy, every day that you don't do it, it just makes you feel stronger. It's just like you working out. Every time you go to the gym and eat right, your body reacts. Like our mind is a product of how we treat it and how we act. So my mind is already like, okay, like I have to like think back to the last time I was drunk. You know what I'm saying? And I that was, last month. And I remember sitting on that floor right over there. You know what I'm saying? Like damn near having alcohol poisoning in the morning. And I remember looking in the mirror, sweating all the liquor out. And I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I haven't felt like that since. Another thing that I'm definitely excited about, because I had the gastric sleeve and which is weight loss surgery, alcohol abuse is really not a good idea for people that have had weight loss surgery. But what would happen to me is I was drinking on such a handle that there was always some level of liquor in my stomach. So it would make me throw up a lot. I know that's a little graphic and I'm sorry. But like, let's just say I would just eat. Let's just say I drank last night, got drunk, right? Drank a fifth. I wake up in the morning thinking I'm good because I woke up and da 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 da. No, that's not the case at all. There's actually still some liquor in your stomach, probably still legally drunk, right? So then I try to eat and then I would just throw up. Like I would throw up so much, like every time I would eat, because it just wasn't balanced. And I haven't thrown up at all this year. Praise God. So everything in my life is just starting to reset itself. Like, you know, the relationships with people are much better because they're happy to see me just, oh, you're back to yourself. Like even if you could just see my face, like my eyes start popping more, like the little bags under my eyes are gone, my skin is clearing up, like I'm motivated to work out. Like everything in my life just clicks better. And that's just also what I want to say to, whoever's out there struggling with alcohol. And if you think that you're missing out on something, let me let you know you're not. I promise you. I promise you, because that's what I kept doing the entire time. I kept looking over my shoulder and I was like, man, everybody else gets to drink. It looks so fun. I wish I can do it. I wish that I could be a part of that. I love how they just look like they're having fun. But we got to understand, when you're an alcoholic, it's not even fun, because when you're an alcoholic, you're drinking to get drunk. So even in that fun phase, which is probably the first 2 to 4 drinks, where you could probably just be a little, more animated than you normally are. If you're an alcoholic like me, a recovering alcoholic, that little space and time is probably 30 to 40 minutes. But the alcoholic brain just keeps going. I want more. I want more. I want more. As soon as you get over that level, you start losing control over the things you say. Now you might offend somebody with something that you say, something that you do. You Things start to sound like they make sense. Oh, I can drive. You start giving. I mean, give yourself your own little sobriety test. Like, it's just so much that can just go wrong from it, and it's just like, I don't miss that in my life. I don't miss waking up in the morning, looking at my cell phone and being like, damn, what the hell was I talking about for 45 minutes to this person? What did I even say? You know what I'm saying? I hated that. I hated just getting so drunk and then you talking to the homies like, yo, man. They're like, bro, you was tripping last night. You da 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 da. You don't even like, that's such a paranoia feeling to have people telling you, hey, man, this is what happened and this is what happened. Like, it's like, I don't miss that. I don't miss waking up feeling like somebody spent the night kicking me in my liver. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't miss just, looking older because I drink so much. I don't miss working out in the morning and smelling liquor coming out of my pores. I don't miss spending my last couple of dollars to get a bottle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't miss being a slave to my addiction. And that's just all I want to say to everybody, because the fun stuff always looks fun when you see people, and that's another thing. This is another trigger for me, and I've learned social media. Drinking is so normalized. I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was doing the take a shot challenge, and that was just so tough for me as a recovering alcoholic, because I wanted nothing more than to partake in this. I feel like I'm a great drinker, but I understand that alcohol just is the worst thing in my life. So sometimes I got to just disconnect off social media. Like, I don't need to see people drinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can't even watch reality TV. They're always drinking on those shows. And the deceptive part about that is that it starts to infiltrate your mind and start to be like, this is so, no, I can do this. It's not like heroin. You see somebody wrapping a belt around their arm, you be like, man, this person's got a problem. See somebody sniffing some coke or smoking a crack pipe, you're like, yo, what's going on? But anybody, you can go to BJ's and see somebody drinking. You can go to Ralph's right now and see somebody with a cart full of liquor. Nobody's gonna look at them crazy. So that's what I'm saying. It's such a deceptive disease, and it's so tied to having a good time. Think about it. Food is the same way. Think about how we tie food to different things. When you go to a wedding, what's the best part about the wedding? The reception. Even when people die, oh, we got to go eat at the repast. You see what I'm saying? It's a special event. Oh, we got to have a barbecue. 4th of July, we got to eat. Thanksgiving is the Super Bowl for fat dudes. Like, so it trains your mind to think happiness, family, to tie it in with food. So then it could be no family or no people there, and you're just eating and you're getting the same sensation in your mind, like, oh, this is great, because your mind relates or correlates happiness with food. So if you see that most people are drinking when they're having a good time, or they're drinking on the weekend, or they're drinking during a football game, it will make you think in your mind, well, I got to do that to have fun. They're clearly doing this when they're having fun. Think about it. Happy hour. They put the word happy. How dare the alcohol industry associate a word like happy with an hour with alcohol? Because as soon as you hear happy hour, yes, it's happy hour somewhere, it'll make you think it's time to have fun. It's time to unwind. It's so deceptive. And this is no shot to the people that enjoy alcohol in moderation. I wish I could do what y'all do. I envy you sometimes. But for the person like me who suffers with this, no. Because as cool as as much fun as you think you having, there's something in your mind, in the back of your head, that's telling you you are ruining your life every time you do this. And I used to always, the reason why I quit was not necessarily because of things that happened, but because of things that I knew would end up happening. I was like, Doe, you are one situation away where something's gonna happen when you get drunk, and I don't know what it is, but a conversation ain't gonna fix it. I was spoiled by the, you know what I'm saying, the drunk gods, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say that God takes care of fools and babies. I was a foolish baby. Like, I just, for whatever reason, nothing really terrible really happened with me drinking. When I fell into the toilet before I went to rehab, if I would have fell an inch to the right, I could have busted my whole face open. If I would have an inch down, I could have drowned in a toilet. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've driven drunk before. It's happened. I'm not proud of it, but it happened. What if you only got to be drunk driving one time? It's a wrap. 10,000 the first time, and please don't hit anybody or hurt somebody. Lord, God forbid that doesn't happen. Then it's really a wrap. Your life can change instantly. They say that, like, I think 80% of violent crimes be having alcohol involved. Ain't no defense that, hey, y'all know I was drunk. Cool. Get your ass in that cell though. So, I was always under the, like, I am stopping this because I know the road is going to end and this vehicle of life is going to crash and burn. So that's just the thing that I'm taking away from this more than anything. And I did this by myself. Come on, clap it up. And with all of you that have been here for the support, absolutely. But this one meant a lot, because I'm just like, it made me remember who I was. I'm a dedicated individual. I push hard for the things that I believe in, and I'm not here to be bullied by an addiction, a disease, or nothing of the sort. And it just makes me feel so happy to just be 1 month like this. If 2020 stomped me into the ground and made me unrecognizable, 2021 is starting great because I made it a month without drinking. And now my only goal is just to hit the pillow dry tonight. I don't put any extra pressure on myself. I don't be like, oh, well, now I got to get up to, no, let's just get tonight. And it's just taking it one day at a time, sincerely. So that's pretty much all I had to say in this episode. I'm sorry you guys didn't get it on Friday, but I hope that you enjoy it today. Hop in the comments. Let me know how much. I mean, is there anybody else who has been sober this entire year that you can say it with me? How long have you been sober? Congratulations. Even if you only been sober for 3 hours. I know how hard it is to sometimes just get a half a day of sobriety. That's why 31 days in a row feels so freaking good. And I think sobriety is just infectious, just like with anything else. Just like how you can get addicted to the wrong thing, you can get addicted to the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just every day, like, I'm getting addicted to this feeling of sobriety. I'm getting addicted to the feeling of not having that mental haze over my life because I'm always drinking. I'm getting addicted to just not being remembered for saying and doing drunk stuff. I'm like, this is finally starting to feel like how it did before I relapsed. Before I relapsed, I remember what my life was like. And now I'm like, it was kind of cool. And I'm getting back to it. So I feel super great. So there it is. This is this episode of the Sobriety Files. I will be back this Friday to keep talking about this with you guys. And like I said, just hop in the comments. Let me know what you guys would like. I hope you guys are enjoying the new sound, and I'm trying to build the new set. There's some other little different things that I'm trying to do to make this the most quality content that I can. And the funny stuff is on the way. I definitely always appreciate anybody that is here for this conversation. But if you know Doughboy and you know what you know me for, you know I'll be coming with the funny, and the funny is on the way. I have been Doughboy. This has been another installment of the Sobriety Files. Peace.